Watermelon was one of my favorite things I used to eat at my grandparents' house. And watermelon in Greek is karpouzi, and I love that name. I loved everything about it. They always served it with, it was always something I associated with almost having like a picnic at home. We always sat outside, we were on the benches, underneath the grapevines, and it was just like, you felt like you were in a picnic even though you were at your house. And the thing that I always remember is all the watermelon rinds that people threw away or discarded or threw into compost. And I remember when I started like doing different drinks with watermelon and juicing watermelon, I was like, I really wanted to do something with the rinds. So what I've done here, it's a real simple infusion of taking the leftover rinds from a yellow watermelon. Of course, you can use red watermelon, whatever. Most people have access to red watermelon. So what I would suggest is after you're eating the watermelon, you've eaten it or you've cut it, take those rinds, fill it into a jar all the way, and just cover it with gin. You could do tequila if you wanted to or something else, but this is actually with gin. And we're gonna make a drink called the Summer Picnic, which is a watermelon rind infused gin, fresh purple opal basil, and cucumber. And I'm also gonna use, well, I always have every once in a while, I have these like my secret ingredient, something that is, believe it or not, common, but we don't know about it and has an amazing flavor. This is something that is unbelievable. It's one of my favorite ingredients. It just came in the season. These are flowering onions. Sometimes leeks, sometimes shallots, they're all the same family. This is what happens if you didn't pick an onion from the ground. So what happens is happens with most herbs and things like that, or vegetables, if you don't pick them and you let them go, they'll start to flower. And although these little pieces here, okay, although they have so much onion flavor, when you muddle them in a drink, they turn everything buttery. So we're gonna add those today to the drink, which is really kind of this kind of secret ingredient. And if you can find these, I'm telling you, you can actually grow these. If you have a garden, plant some leeks, plant some onions, and don't pick them, and this is what will happen to them. Okay, so we're gonna start off with a couple of cucumber slices. This is an English cucumber, but you can, so many great cucumbers in the summertime. Lemon cucumber, Armenian cucumber. And then this is the purple basil leaves. If you can't find purple basil, obviously regular basil is great as well. I like the purple basil, it just has has some really interesting anise flavors, cinnamon flavors that I love. And then we're going to do 3/4 of an ounce of an agave syrup, which is a 1-to-1 ratio of agave nectar to water. And then we'll do 3/4 ounce fresh lime juice. Now we're going to take a good pinch of these onion flowers, you can see there, right? And what this is doing is it is going to have a little bit of an onion flavor, but it actually creates like a butteriness to it that I love. So we'll muddle that together. And if you don't have those flowers, you could use a few scallions. Just a little. You don't want the onion to be overpowering. So I would just use a few little pieces of scallions would be nice in that. But these just really, if you can find these, or if you can actually get to a point where you can grow these, it really is an unbelievable ingredient. And they're just so beautiful. Okay. Now we're going to do 2 ounces of the watermelon rind. I'm going to just strain this right out. This is a yellow, I'd use the yellow watermelon, so you can see there's a little bit of a tinge of yellow in it, which is nice. Something like this isn't necessarily, it just mixes really, really well. So we're going to do that. We'll put ice in here and shake it. I'm going to use a old-fashioned glass. Let's give that a shake. So, and I'm also going to use a nice big cube in there. And then I'm going to double strain it. Look at that color, how great that color is. Let's clear this up here. And then, I know it's going to sound outrageous to you, but we're going to put the whole onion, flowering onion on top there as a garnish. And let's match purple with purple here, since we used it. And if you're worried about it sticking out, we'll have actually that's not going to be so bad, but we have a nice little straw for that. So this is the summer picnic. There you go. It's really, really beautiful. Let's give it a sip. You really, I mean, you taste everything. You taste the watermelon rind, you taste the purple basil, and then the onion flowers. You don't even really taste an onion flavor. There's a butteriness and a creaminess that's so fantastic. But I think what's really important is to really stress that the watermelon rinds really bring an interesting flavor, and it's something that you would just throw out. So it really is an amazing thing. And like I said, you can do it with gin, tequila, mezcal, whatever you like. But again, have fun with it, enjoy, and cheers.